Each year on the third Monday of January, we observe Martin Luther King Jr. Day and reflect on the work that still needs to be done for racial equality. Today, Sioux Falls Mayor Paul Tenhaken honored the civil rights leader by reading a proclamation.
Whereas the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. dedicated his life to advancing equality, social justice, and opportunity for all.
Standing in Van Epps Park in front of the statue of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Mayor Paul Tenhaken read a proclamation honoring the civil rights leader.
Since this sculpture's been placed, Van Epps Park has kind of become a gathering point. When there are community events, when people want to peacefully protest on different issues, make their voices heard, a lot of times this has become the place where people come.
People also gathered at this same location 6 decades ago. Before becoming Van Epps Park, there used to be a church on this land, a church that Dr. King visited back in 1961.
For him to visit this small community at that time, you know, there was probably close to like 50,000 people in Sioux Falls. And to, you know, to have that history is really something.
Porter Williams is the artist who sculpted the statue of Dr. King. He says there's a reason behind the extended hand.
Well, the extended hand is really when he got off the airplane in Sioux Falls, Reverend R.D. Hayes shook his hand.
A picture of that handshake appeared in the newspaper the very next morning. Inka Baudouin serves on the African American History Board. She read a message to the small gathering.
Dr. King once said, "We are not makers of history, we are made by history."
Baudouin says history will be made by the actions taken today.
The campaign for a federal holiday in King's honor began soon after his assassination in 1968. President Ronald Reagan signed the holiday into law in 1983, and it was first observed 3 years later on January 20th, 1986. Well, volunteers